Om Shri Sai Ram. My most humble prostrations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan. My humble Sai Rams to our revered and respected elders, our sisters and brothers, and to all the wonderful children of the loving Sai family. I take this opportunity once again of welcoming all of you to yet another divine edition of Saicast. It is my pleasure to place before all of you today the divine message of Bhagawan, which is titled The Unique Relationship Between God and Man. Bhagawan in this message speaks to you about the unique relationship that exists between God and man. Not only God wants man to become like God, but man himself strives hard to become like God. This bond between God and man is glued together by the power of divine love. Bhagavan conveys that in every Maha Yuga, which comprises the four main yugas, history gets repeated. Each and every Maha Yuga starts with Sathya Yuga, where there is only peace and happiness everywhere, because all human relations are filled with love and based on truth. From Sathya Yuga, when you move to the Treta Yuga, some problems are observed due to disturbances in the human mind. Also, as you move on to the next yuga, that is Dwapara Yuga, you find much more difficulty because the mind of man slowly starts getting corrupted during this period. Bhagavan says that by the time you are reaching Kalyuga, everything is in total turmoil because both man and his mind become two separate entities. Kalyuga is the yuga for complete destruction caused by several wars, and it finally indicates the end of another Mahayuga. Bhagavan also mentions that he is now all the more concerned about the few good souls who need to be protected in the midst of this human-made mess. Swami says that he has been concentrating on this special work in our Bhuloka or the earth plane for quite some time now. Finally, Bhagavan also advises that all of you should always be prayerful and must keep your minds occupied in some or the other spiritual activity so as to escape from this very difficult situation. Let us now listen to the divine message as dictated by our beloved Bhagavan. Om Shri Sai Ram. The unique relationship between God and man. There is a unique relationship between God and man. While God wants man to become like God, man also wants to become like God. This relationship or this special attraction is very unique. It is so because both are interdependent on each other. If man is not there in the picture, then how will the divine movie go on? Similarly, if God is not there in this entire show, then where is the question of this divine movie itself? This would also mean that man himself will also not be seen anywhere. That is just not possible. The divine movie has to go on because that is God's wish. You will therefore note that the relationship between God and man is a very special one. It is a bond which is bound together by the unseen strings of divine providence with pure love as the glue or the binding agent. Well, every Mahayuga has all the four main yugas in it, that is Sathya, then Treta, then Dwapara, and finally Kali Yuga. When Sathya Yuga begins, you find that the human relationships are very pure and pristine. This is why Sathya Yuga is so peaceful and filled with love, truth, peace, and supreme bliss. As you slowly move into the Treta Yuga, there is a slight decline in virtues as the mind of man gets affected. Thereafter, in the Dwapara Yuga too, the mind of man gets further affected, and therefore man is more disturbed due to the overall decline in values. However, by the time it reaches Kalyuga of any particular Mahayuga, then things become worst. Man and his mind become two different entities in Kalyuga. Man is captured by his own mind, and therefore life itself is at stake. Disturbances are witnessed at all levels of human existence, which is covering each and every aspect of human life itself. In fact, God becomes a distant entity for most humans during Kali Yuga. This finally leads to extreme destruction and turmoil in the human civilization itself. The end result is anarchy, war, and unimaginable death and destabilization of the human society and everything else which is standing on the body of Mother Earth. Right now, all of you are actually witnessing this huge mayhem in front of your eyes. This is the story of any Mahayuga, that is, its beginning stages and then its ending stages. However, from God's perspective or viewpoint, this is after all a routine matter. But from man's perspective, that is, from a human viewpoint, it is extreme hardship and high level tensions happening on a continuous basis, day after day, month after month, and year after year. Sadly, no one except God knows when all this will end. As of now, God's biggest concern, like a loving mother, is to extricate all the very good souls from this mess and move them to a safer place and give them my divine protection. This is very much needed now. Swami has been very busy with this particular job for quite some time, and Swami has been repeatedly mentioning about this in many of my earlier messages which have been released from this divine abode of Swami. My dear children, Swami wants all of you to be always prayerful. Just mind your mind and do not allow it to lose itself. Always be occupied with some kind of spiritual activity, because it is only in the spiritual domain that you get all your positive energies to live life a little peacefully in spite of this huge trouble and unending chaos going on outside. Therefore, be always with Swami in your thoughts, words, and deeds, and save yourselves. My love and blessings to all my children. Your Mother Sai. Jai Sai Ram.